for mat class. Do not be afraid, I'm not going to throw any of those exercises at you, but I'm going to do modifications of them. So there's going to be some stronger bits in here. What you will need for this class today is a band. So if you have a band like we have here at the studio, or if you can use a scarf, fairly strong scarf, it's quite long as well, or a dressing gown cord that you wrap around your waist. So something like that would be perfect. And then head cushions if you've got them, perfect, or a hand towel or bath sheet rolled up. So you may need that behind your head at some point, so you might need it into the lower back, which I'll explain more about later. So we're going to start here, guys, just in standing. So I'll just get all my stuff out of the way for now. You can get yourselves organised as well. Standing either onto your mat or onto the floor that you'll have underneath you, and have your feet just underneath you. As you glance down, you should see that they are directly underneath your hips, that connection through big toe, ball and heel. We're just going to begin by placing our hands and arms here into the Cossack and breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, breathing in, exhaling out. Keep those going, everyone. So as you're breathing in, try to feel yourself really opening up your ribs, lungs. And as you're breathing out, pushing that air away and bringing your centre connections fully in here. I've got your arms here in the Cossack position just so you start to get some engagement and focus into the shoulders and the upper arm muscles as well. And also it gives you a bit more focus in that centre because you haven't got your arms sort of hanging loose here. You've got them up and away and you can really bring that awareness into that torso. A couple more deep breaths now. Last one. Lovely. Let the arms relax at your side. We're going to breathe in now, opening up from our shoulders and gliding the arms. Double floating arms. Turn the palms away and press them down. Breathing in, glide those arms up. And breathing out, palms away, push. So feel resistance with this movement. It's not an easy movement by any stretch. You want to feel that you're really pushing through the air, as if you had those small hand weights in your arms. Inhale up. And push, press, use that resistance. Feel the switch on. Last two. Palms and push. And last one. Lovely. From here, we're going to roll our shoulders. Any tension now, just let that go. And one more. And let that go. Let's take a little bend of our knees. Press those knees over your toes. Getting these ankles working now. And again, press those knees over the toes. And stretch, push through. One more. Changing to the rise now. Pick up those heels, not too high, and then lower with control. So feel those heels just floating away effortlessly, and then slowly controlling that back down. If you go up too high, you'll start to wobble around in those ankles. So we don't want any wobbling, of course. Really feel that press down into the big toe, the ball of your foot. So make your focus more about that medial inside border of your foot. Last two. And last one. Ooh, last one. And then bend those knees, stretch. Lovely stuff. Okay, come and stand yourselves at the top of the mat. In Pilates stance, so heels are together, toes are apart. So we want to feel a little bit more engagement in those glute muscles in Pilates stance. Soften your knees and then float your arms up here for me to full shoulder flexion. Nodding your head. We're going to roll down, keeping the knees soft and taking those arms forward. Hanging down at the bottom, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you're going to roll slowly back up, letting the arms return at your side. Your head is up last. To begin again, arms up. Soft knees nod the head. and roll down. Hanging loose at the bottom, breathing in, and then breathing out, rolling slowly back up. Head up last. Last one, the arms journey up. Nod the head and roll, roll, roll. Down to the floor. Breathe in at the bottom and then breathe out, rolling slowly back up. Now with your mat or area you're working on just out here in front of you, step into that. You're going to slowly then bring yourselves down. Best way you feel to come back onto the mat here and into your relaxation. So when you're rolling down now, if you want to get that head cushion or that towel in behind your head, make sure that's there for you. You're settling back and releasing finally onto the floor. So really feel the connection into the ground and into the mat now from your body, as you feel connection from your head, your shoulders, your ribs and your pelvis. So those key areas we need to really think about when we're in this position. Relaxation position is anything but relaxing. It's still engaging and you're still connecting into these abdominal muscles. Let's remind ourselves again of the breathing we did at the beginning of this class. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Remember, as you're breathing out, emptying the lungs and bringing your centre connections really fully in there. Take a couple more breaths now, guys, in and out. Last one. Lovely. Now we're breathing in, journeying the arms to the ceiling. Shoulders heavy, turn the palms to face in. Breathe in again and lift your shoulder blades off the floor and breathe out and sink them down. So your double shoulder drops, breathing in to lift them off the mat and breathing out to sink them back. So enjoy that connection back into the floor from the backs of those shoulder blades. Last two. One more. So just to release your shoulders now, once they're settled back down, bring one arm behind your back and then bring it in, or behind your head should I say, bring it in behind, slot it through. Take the other arm back and then interlinking, interlacing your hands behind the head, relaxing there. Elbows lifted. So we're going to curl up now here, everyone. As you breathe out, nod your head and flex the top of the spine, look forward. Breathe in, and then breathe out, roll back down. So just enjoy that flow through the top of the body with the support of those hands behind your head. Ensure that you're always making that weighted head heavy in those hands and not the other way round. So don't pull tension into your neck. Two more here. Now this next one, I want you to curl up for me to stay there. Release the right arm away to the side, palm facing down, and keep this arm slightly lifted from the floor. We're going to breathe in now for 5 counts, and breathe out for 5 counts as you beat the arm up and down at the side of the body. So this is a version of the hundreds, which is our first classical mat exercise modification that we're doing today. So you're inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5, and this arm is pumping at the side of your body. Now notice, guys, that the arm does not go any quicker, it doesn't slow down, it's trying to stay at a continuous pace for us at the side. So we're keeping some rhythm for our breath here. So really inhale wide and full for 5, exhaling out for 5. Last set now. And then bring the hand behind the head. We're going to roll down and have a little rest. This time we are curling up again through the centre line on the exhale, releasing the left arm away, reach forward and then again in for 5 and out, pumping the left arm now at the side of the body. So hopefully you can see that there in the mirror reflection. Again, same pace and rhythm as earlier. Feeding the breath in and out, keeping that right hand always supporting the weight of your skull. In for 5 and out. Final 2. Final 1. Then still the arm, bring the hand behind your head and down you roll. Release the hands away from the back of your head and roll your head side to side. And no tension can creep into there if we're not careful, so just a nice little releaser. You're going to then roll gently onto one side and push yourselves up to your seated position, where you'll then need to collect your band, scarf or dressing gown cord. Open out. Okay. So what we're going to do here is bring this band around the feet, so both feet, and then stretch those legs away. So from here, guys, we're going to do a nice modification of the roll up, which again is the second exercise in the classical repertoire. So this is one I like to do with some of my classes just to get them to really feel this. We've got the support of the band here. We're not going to go fully back to lie flat, so don't worry if you're thinking that's where I'm going to. So you don't need to worry about any toweling or cushions into that lower back area. Now really sit tall here. You're going to breathe out as you tilt under from your pelvis, open up through your hips, and roll back until you say you feel yourself on the sort of back of the pelvic bone here. The band or the cord will tighten a little. Inhale, then exhale, keeping curved, roll back up onto those sit bones, and then at the very end, feel yourself straighten, lengthen back to the start position. Keep these elbows nice and open. We're exhaling again, roll back from the pelvis, tilting under, opening up from the hips, sitting into the back of the pelvic bone, feel that tension, that connection on the band. Breathe in. Breathe out. Dig deep into your tummy muscles as you come back up. You're straightening, you're lifting tall. Breathing out. Under with the pelvic tilt. Rolling back. Tension tightens into the band. You breathe in. You breathe out. Dig deep into the centre muscles and sit tall. Let's do one more if we can. Rolling back. We breathe in and breathe out. Keep that neck relaxed. Drawing through and you're up. Fantastic. Now we're going to take the left foot out of the band only and leave the right one in it. Now very carefully everyone, you're going to keep your left leg straightening and lift the right leg all the way up as you lie flat. Head cushions or towels can be there again behind your head. Elbows pulled. Now, if this is not a comfortable position for you for a hamstring stretch, please bend your other leg, like so, if that works better for you. So we're holding our stretch here, whichever position you've chosen. Really feel you're pulling on that band and ensuring that you're keeping your elbows pinned to the floor. So we don't want the arms kind of out here wavering around. So really lock them in and feel this gentle stretch into the hamstring. So we're now moving into the next exercise, which is the leg circles from the classical work. We're doing this today with the support of a band or the scarf, which is going to be lovely. And the left leg is hopefully either outstretched or, if you prefer him to be here, bended. Now I'll give you the two options for these two positions with the other leg because you might not be able to move as big with this right leg there. So if you all turn out a little bit from your hip, you're going to take this right leg across the body, inhaling, and then exhaling, circling round and through. So you can see because my leg is out of the way, I can go a lot further over and then around, and it supports me as I go round this way. If you're here, you're going to have to keep this smaller. So I would prefer if you just keep this gentle rotation going from the top of the leg, like so. So these are the two options. either big or small. Try and do around about 6 in one direction. So if you feel you've done that now, centre yourselves and then go the other way. Breathing in and breathing out. So I'm now opening the leg away from my body, down and around, and across and up. Again, if you're here with the smaller circle, it's just nicely contained above you. When you've done your 6th one, pause. We're now from here going to bend this supporting knee, stretching knee, and then push back away. Bend into the knee and push back away. Each time pressing more into your band, increasing that stretch a little more. One more bend. Once the leg is straight, slide the left leg in, place it inside the band, take the right one out. Again, your 2 options are there, either bended leg or stretched leg as you hold your initial stretch here. So waking those lovely hamstrings up. Take a little turn out from your hip. We're breathing in, taking the leg across, circling round and up, or keeping that knee bent, small circles if the leg on the opposite side is flexed. So I say 6 or so is more than enough in one direction. And then when you're done, reversing your directions away, around and through. Last couple. And last one. Up to the top. Hold it there, and then we're bending the knee and stretching. Pressing and pushing back up into the band. Two more. And last one. From here, bend into both knees, and then you're releasing your bands. Pop them away to the side. Roll gently to one side again, and come up to seated. Now the next exercises are rolling like a ball. We're not going to do the full version of this. I'm going to show you a nice modification. You want to just sit yourselves slightly forward on your mat. Your feet are together, your knees are apart, and your hands are just going to sit here, guys, just on the fronts of your shins for me, or knees if that works better for you. You're going to again gently roll back, so as you did earlier with the roll-ups, roll back a little bit here, and then draw your feet towards your body, so you'll feel they'll be able to come in and please you then. Then if you're happy to, have a little lift of your feet off the floor. Not high, bring the feet down, slide them forward and come back up onto your sit bones. So you're rolling back, and then you can drag your feet in, pushing with those hands on those legs as well. Little lift of your feet off the floor, really tiny, down and away. If you're particularly tight in your hip flexors, you're probably not going to be enjoying this. So if this is not for you, that is absolutely fine. You can just allow yourself just to do some little rollbacks without lifting the legs. So if you want to just do some little rolls like this without letting those feet off the mat, that is absolutely fine. Just let the hands slide up and down. So as long as you're getting that little transfer of weight onto the back of your pelvis. If we can now, we're going to roll back and find our balance point, and then I'd like you all to think of scooping, so curve into your spine and then straighten. Now I really feel that I'm pushing from my ribs first, which is where we want to get that flexion from, so that thoracic spine is taking over. Your hands are working hard against your legs here as well. And as you can see, it's a tiny movement. If you're not lifting your feet, you've rolled back and you're just going to curve here. It's a little bit like the C curves that we do. So pushing through the ribs and curving with the feet on the ground, if that's your option. Final time. Breathe out into that curve. Inhale, straighten, and then bring your feet down and have a little rest there. Well done. A little wiggle through. Now the next set of exercises are called the powerhouse, and these are all strong abdominal exercises, and I'm just going to do a couple of them today for you. And we're not going to do again the full versions, it's a nice modification. So if you all settle back again into relaxation for me. Again, cushions or towels behind the head if you need them. So you're going to bring your hands interlaced behind the back of your head. So I'd like you for now just to keep the hands, or the head should I say, on the ground, okay? You're going to come carefully up here into a single knee fold on your right leg. From here, you're going to breathe out as you just stretch that leg away for me, and then bring it back in. So you can see I'm lengthening from my hip and my knee, and then bending back to that lovely knee fold shape. Pressing away. Options, you can either stay at the height that I'm showing you now, 45, or if you want more challenge, you can go a little lower. You'll feel though as you go lower, that works the tummy a lot more. So if that's not for you, or it's pulling in your back, go back to option 1 here. Even higher if you wish though, if you feel you're happier going up there as well, that's fine. So you just choose what works for you. One more on this right leg, and then lower your foot down. Left leg knee folds, repeating. Stretch away as you breathe out, breathe in, come back in. So I'm just getting you to feel this flow of movement from hip to knee on either side, and then I'm going to load this a little bit more for us. 2 more, either long and low, or 45, and then return the foot down. This time everyone, we're going to bring one leg into knee fold, followed shortly by the other. You're in a double knee fold. This time you're going to allow that right leg to stretch away again. Bring it back to double knee fold. The left leg stretches away. Bring it back to double knee fold. So we're closing and opening, or opening and closing through the hips here, alternating from one side to the other. If double knee fold is not your bag, stick with the previous version that we did. Last 2. Last 1. And then lower one foot down carefully, followed by the other. Now the next version is going to see us do a little bit more with the leg that's not stretching away. So we're going to think about that drawing towards us from our hip flexors. So we've actually got to really focus on the hip flexion pulling towards us. So I'll show you, have a little watch if you need to first, and then do join me when you feel you've got it. So I'm going to show you through the right leg stretching away first, but as that's happening, you're going to draw the left leg in. So you can see there's a change of shape happen now on my left side. I'm going to pass through the middle and repeat on the other leg. Pass through the double knee fold and stretch. So you can see one is flexing from the hip, the other is extending. We're doing the exercise called single leg stretch here. This is the prep obviously, as I've already said. This is the first of the powerhouse exercises, and this is the legs that we do with this exercise. So it's just getting you really familiar. Those of you that like to be challenged, you can come into a curl up if you so wish with those hands behind the head and carry on here. If you're not curling up, carry on. If you've had enough, have a rest. I can't see you, remember. Last couple. And then rest. Heads down, lower those feet. And if you need to, roll the head side to side again. Release any tension from the neck. That was single leg stretch preparation that we did there. From there, we're now going to do double leg stretch. So this is the second exercise in the powerhouse of 5. And I say we'll only do these 2 today. So the legs first of all for you everyone. We're going to bring the double knee fold in. And I'll show you alternatives to this in a moment if you're not doing double knee fold. Your feet are together and your knees are apart. We're going to breathe in as we stretch those legs as high as they can go into the air. And then bend. Now, I'd like these legs to go high because if they're going too low, You're working with a longer lever and both legs at the same time now, so it's a stronger movement for the tummy muscles to cope with. So I'd say send them higher, and I will adapt that in a minute for those stronger ones amongst you. Now if you're not doing double knee fold, bring your feet on the ground, knees apart, and slide your legs away along the ground. Slide them back in. So that's still quite strong here in the tummy as you're pulling the legs back in. Try to keep the turn out in your hips so you can see my knees still stay pointing out to the side even when the legs are straightening. They stay coming apart as they bend back in again. So that's your alternative if you're not doing double knee fold. Okay, I'm going to go back to the double knee fold. So, if you had a few repetitions of that, which I guess most of you will have done now, just have a little breather. And what we'll show you now is just to go a little lower if you want to challenge it more. So the 45 angle you did with single legs before, we're going to do with double now. If you want to work that little bit stronger in the tummy, you're opening out and in. It's a toughie, that one, guys, so just be careful. Breathing in to send those legs away from you, breathing out to pull them back in. Last one. And then hug your knees in, well-deserved rest. We're going to leave the legs alone as we look at the arms for this exercise now. The arms are going to lift here to 45. Turn your palms to face in. From here, you're going to breathe in as the arms go back in that lovely rib cage closure. Don't lose the rib cage, keep it soft and funnily. Then you're going to sweep the arms down, circle, and return to the start position. Inhale, they go back, and exhale, they circle, and return to the start position. Breathe in, breathe out. So in a nutshell, that is the movement you're doing with your arms. Back, around, and through. Now, we're going to bring the arms and the legs together. I'll show you the non-double knee fold people amongst you, your version first. So feet are together, knees are apart. Your arms are here, your palms are in. As you slide your legs away along the mat, reach the arms behind you in that ribcage closure. So you're fully stretched out here. The arms start to circle, and then as they kind of get halfway, bend the knees and return back to the start position. Breathe in, send everything away. Breathe out, circle, round, and back in. So you've got that bit of coordination to cope with here. Around and in. Keep those going, everyone, on the floor. Double knee fold people coming up for me. Feet together, knees apart. Arms lift and turn the palms, and if you can, sit the hands on your knees. Breathe in, legs high, stretch those arms back. Breathe out, circle your arms, bend your knees and connect back to where you started. Breathe in, everything reaches away. Breathe out, the arms come round, the knees bend in, and you're here. Make sure everybody comes back to their start positions each time, so it doesn't confuse you. Don't go quickly either. And exhale round. If you're challenging it, go lower with the legs if that's for you today. If it's not, stick with the higher version, but 45 legs if you can. I think we just need to do one more. We've done lots of this now. Make sure those tummies aren't going to be overstretched, and then hug your knees in. Everybody can pull those knees to their chest, let those lower backs really enjoy that flexion. Excellent, guys. So that's just a couple of tasters of the classical powerhouse exercises. So there was 5 in total, but we've just done 2 today. What we're going to do now is bring ourselves around into prone, onto your tummy. I'm just going to grab my towel actually and have that thaw underneath my forehead. So you can rest yourselves here onto the tummy and then hands out nice and wide. If comfortable, get your legs in a little bit of turn out, heels towards each other. So we're going to go into baby cobra here now in prone. So when you're settled in prone, take a breath in, prepare. As you breathe out, nudge your nose away, feel the length in the back of your neck, and come up and take your focus just ahead of your cushion, towel and mat. Breathe in here, and then breathe out, soften back down, tuck the nose under and rest through. Nudge the nose and feel yourselves extending into your backs now. We've done lots of flexion and very loaded work for our tummy. So we want to just feel that we're stretching out now and giving ourselves that chance to take the spine the other way. Keep your hands and arms very light on the floor. Try not to allow yourselves that temptation to push into your arms. One more for me. Breathe in, nudge. Exhaling as you release it down and relax. Now, you can bring one hand on top of the other if that's comfortable for you, or leave them where they were. The legs are hip distance now and parallel for us. From here, we're going to do your single leg lifts or prone leg lifts, squeezing into your left bottom cheek. Squeeze the bum and lift the leg off the ground. Breathe in, hold it, and breathe out, lower it down. Squeeze the right bottom cheek, lengthen and lift the leg. So just feel those glutes squeezing for you here as you reach out and away. Remember, not going too high with your leg. Keep that sense of elongation, but not lifting massively. So it's a small, small movement for us here, just to get the connection into the hip and into the bum. Final two now. Final one. And then from here, hands under our shoulders and pushing back to rest position. Remember, if rest position is not for you, sitting onto your bum and curving over your legs or coming into a fetal position on your side here. If you are in rest here, reach out those hands, really sit deep into the hips, enjoy that stretch and flex through the back again. So, I'm just going to spin round into a seated position here. Bring the soles of your feet together into long frog. If that's not for you, either here or if you'd rather be outstretched with your legs. So find what works for you. Again, sitting on a base of some sort if you need to, a little bit of lift out of your hips. From here, the arms are forward and palms facing in. We're going to pull our right elbow back as we go into a little rotation of bow and arrow here. Keep this bended elbow today, and then we're coming back forwards. Elbow on the left, and take a little twist. So rotation is a great one to do in seated because you've got that real fixed position within your pelvis and through your sit bones, so you can't allow yourself to cheat really. So it's really nice to get you a bit more stretch into the spine. Now we're going to pull this way this time, just take a very gentle pull, pull or pulse. So what I'm doing here, guys, is just bringing a little bit more rotation into my back, and I'm thinking about directing back with my elbow. Elbow, okay? Try not to move the arm, think about the spine as the one moving you, and really feel the other arm pulling forward in opposition, so it's not taking that journey round with you. So really let the air out there on that exhale as well as you pulse, pulse. Last one to the left hand side. And then we'll bring everything over and relax and release over those legs there. Okie dokie. Let's return into a side lying position now. So I'm going to show you just one side on this video. So once we've done this side, you will need to just scroll back and replay it for you to do the other side. So don't just do one side. As I say, I'll just show you one because it saves time. Fold the head cushion or towel into half. Make sure you've got some support there, slotted in. Your knees are going to be bent and you're right on the side of your pelvis here, left hand just in front. Keeping the angle of your leg, lifting it to hip height and down. So the whole leg lifts and lowers for us here. Try not to shorten on this top side, keeping lengthened. Now we're going to lift and we're going to straighten the leg away from us. Bend it back in and rest it back on top of the other. Lift it and straighten it away. Bend it back in and rest it down. Lift and stretch. Now this next time we're going to hold our leg, pull it back a little bit, squeeze your bum and then circle the leg there. Keep it extended slightly here in the hip, then go the other way. And then still the leg, bend the knee and rest the leg down. Straighten if you can both legs to the front corner of your mat. If you'd rather have a bit of support with the underneath leg bent there, absolutely fine. If you can, both legs are straight. Place this arm along the side of the body. Arm comes over, challenging your centre muscles. Come back. So it's a floating arm inside line, which is always lovely. You get much more stretch through the shoulder in this position. 2 more. Last one. Now, as you take the arm up now, challenge it with the top leg lifting. Bring it back. 2 more. Last one. Hold this position, keep it there for 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then push back away. Hold again for 1, 2, 3, 4, and push and away. Last time, holding 1, 2, 3, 4, and push and press away, and then just bend those knees, take that little rester. You guys now will go on to the other side, rewind back so you can see what I've just done, and then after that we'll be back to this next exercise I'm about to do. Okay. So we're going to go back into relaxation now you've finished your side lying work. Draw your feet in a little closer to your bum. Now I'd like you to do shoulder bridge spine curl. So we're doing a combo of those 2 exercises today. So shoulder bridge sees us bridge straight up into the air, okay, without peeling sequentially through your spine. So really strong bum and hip extension. And then you're going to roll via your spine curl back down into the mat. So bit by bit, return to neutral. Bridge straight up into the air, feel the difference between the 2 movements, and then rolling sequentially back down. So this is lovely because our shoulder bridge really gets us that engagement in the bum, that nice extension through the front line here of the body, and then the spine curl coming back down uses gravity to really open up your back through flexion, sequential, as you return down with control. So it's quite dynamic as you lift in a shoulder bridge, but then a nice controlled return via the spine curl. Do a few more with your arms here, guys. So palms facing in lifted. So shoulder bridging up and then coming down via the spine curl. So sometimes I find if arms are in the air, it stops you from tensioning up here in your neck or in your shoulders. So arms lifted is always quite a nice way to do these kind of exercises. Last 2, bridging high and rolling down. The last one. if you need to, stretching the legs and arms away just to relax you through there. Sweep the arms around. Okay. Bend the knees again. Connect your legs and feet together. If you want to bring towels or cushions back behind your head here, you're welcome to do that. Arms in that nice open V, palms facing up. We're hip rolling. So taking your time as you tip your pelvis to this right side, take the knees with you and lift your left foot off so you keep that connection through your legs. Enjoy that stretch. Breathe in and then breathe out deep into your center muscles as you come back. Tipping to the other side, little stretch through there, breathing in and then breathing out, dig deep, pull back. If you want to make this stronger, you're going to tip again and then extend the top leg, keeping the inner thighs and knees together. Keep it long as you come back to the middle with the legs stretched, then return. If that's not for you, stick with the previous version. Or extending if you can to bring a bit more load through your tummy here as you come back. Couple more, tip through and stretch, recover and place last time. Okay, from there, separate your feet back to hip distance parallel. Place your hands on your pelvis. So from here, guys, we're just going to tilt the pelvis now backwards and forwards, rolling and rocking just to release any tension out of your lower back. So really take that time just to ease through those two movements. And then from there, let yourself centre and return your pelvis to its neutral base. Let your arms release. Breathing out now, slide your right leg away, take the left arm behind you. Inhale and exhale, pull back. Left leg away, right arm for starfish, just to release and stretch you through. Nice control through the movements now as you open up your bodies. Control and work those tummies as you come back in. Exhale, breathe in, breathe out, recover. Last two. Last one. And release. From there, roll your head to the right, stretching into the neck. All the way over to the left. Back to right again. And back to left. From there, centering, releasing through. Taking again a wide breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Inhale in. Exhale, push the air away. Two more deep breaths in and away. Last one and away. Relax your breathing, let it return to a normal rhythm and pace for you. And then very carefully rolling onto one side and pushing yourselves up here to a seated position. Guys, thank you so much. That was my first little video for you. So we just dipped in and out of a few of those classical exercises and then some of those nice basic exercises that we do day in, day out, or week in, week out, sometimes with our normal Pilates. Thank you, and I'll see you in another 3 weeks.